support Trump?
Economically, international policy, all, all around, just support him.
Okay. Can you name one economic metric that he's made better off since he got in office?
One economic metric?
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about Biden. What does that have to do with anything?
You said what? Say that one more time.
So presidents don't 100% control these economic metrics, right? I think one mistake people often make is giving the president too much credit or too little credit for things that are happening or would have happened on their own. That's realistically the case, right?
I'm just not hearing a response. Can you name one metric that he's made better off since he got in office?
If this was a metric, it'd be more Americanism. I don't know. I'm very proud to be an American.
I'm saying economic metrics, sir. We were talking about the economy.
Just everything. I'm a fan of the tariffs. I'm a fan of kind of resetting the world order in the U.S. in a position where it belongs. It's a little painful in the short term in terms of the disruption that's being created out there, but I think ultimately it's what was needed.
Okay, and why is it needed?
Because the easiest one is manufacturing jobs leaving us at a rate that isn't sustainable. The fact that we're so dependent on every other country for vital components in all areas of manufacturing, we need to bring more of those industries back home. And the only way to do it, in my opinion, at least in the short term, is through tariffs.
Okay. And you know that domestic manufacturing investment has declined every single quarter of Trump's administration so far?
It's a little misleading to say that because right now corporations are investing heavily in AI. So any metric you point out is going to be very muddied. I mean, if you look at just any metric for corporations, who are the ones who predominantly make investments, AI right now is leading kind of all investment. So I don't.
Can you acknowledge that we've seen a decline in real domestic manufacturing investment every single quarter of Trump's administration so far?
Sure.
Okay, so then you'd say that we need tariffs and we need these conditions in the market because we want to bring back manufacturing to our country. Seems like Trump's policies have done the complete opposite of that. That's, again, not an economic metric that's better off since Trump got in office. That's an example of something that he, especially speaking, has made worse off because of his tariff policy.
In the short term, yeah, there's a lot of disruption. I think corporations are still trying to figure out where they're going to invest their money. But specifically, like I said, about the whole AI race and what companies are doing there, that's just dominating everybody's budget at the moment. So what you're saying is true when you look at the data, but you have to look at what companies are actually trying to do at the moment. Everyone's focused on AI.
It doesn't even look like that type of manufacturing investment is increased because, again, manufacturing investment overall is declined.
But if you look at even NVIDIA, for example, right, their plants were predominantly, in abroad, and they've made significant headwinds in bringing some of that manufacturing over to the U.S. Is it in Arizona? I forget where they're building or built their multi-billion-dollar, manufacturing plant. That is very good for us, right? Trump played a big role in that effort. It's that desire to bring things
No, they're
back
just
home.
going to say that because it makes them more money to be on the good side of Trump. And then also I just want to be clear, in terms of investment, again, if we can see that it's overall declined, it doesn't matter if there's an individual company that's seeing an increase. We've overall seen a decline. So if the goal was to bring back manufacturing to our country, he's failed with respect to that goal.
When I say bringing back manufacturing, I'm primarily talking about strategic industries.
Okay, that's what the Biden administration did with the Chips and Science Act.
What did they do with it?
Yeah, that built up domestic manufacturing relating to specialized production, relating to chips production or critical industries. Democrats agree with targeted tariffs for critical industries, or they agree with building up manufacturing sectors within critical industries. I don't disagree with that myself. I think that's actually a good thing. So I don't disagree with you there. I think that it's actually best done by targeted tariffs, and it's worse off with the universalized tariffs. And you could definitely get something passed through Congress to be able to do more for that if you want to do targeted, hyper-specific industry-based tariff or industry-based increase of manufacturing. That's literally what the Biden administration did to the Chips and Science Act, which was bipartisan.
But any economic bills that Democrats put forward or tie themselves to green energy manufacturing. I mean, look at the whole electric vehicle industry right now where it's at. they when we talk about economic policy for Democrats, it's supporting industries that cannot stand on their own and just shouldn't be existing in the form that they are now. Look at Toyota, for example. Toyota went all in on electric manufacturing. And guess what? Where they've decided to go? The answer is hybrid. The answer is not full electric. They posted their first loss in 70 years because they went all in on electric. Democrats try too hard to prop up industries that cannot survive on their own. And when they put forward economic policy,
No, these industries
many,
are
many,
going to
many
survive.
times
It's just that the push isn't happening towards them because of the fact that Donald Trump has undermined this. And Toyota went all in on hybrid. I don't know where you got they went all in on
they
just
want
electric. Where did
electric.
what particular vehicles do they have that are just electric? Can you name one?
It's not purely the vehicles that they're putting out, it's creating the plants and everything to manufacture them. They
This
said
is
it
all
themselves.
nonsense. All nonsense.
But are you
Toyota specifically, you said they went all in on electric. Name one of their cars that is only electric. Can you even name one? I think most of their stuff that you can name are hybrid. You have to swipe out of the app. I can't hear you when you swipe out of the app to go look it up.
are you kidding me that Toyota, you're asking me what cars that Toyota makes that are all electric?
Yeah, name one that's all electric.
The most well-known electric car is Toyota. Prius, isn't that Toyota?
Hybrid?
Prius is all electric.
Prius is hybrid.
They are
It
they
depends.
are
Maybe
the
it depends on the
flagship.
Prius. Maybe there's some
Hold
Priuses
on.
that are all electric, but Prius is
Prius
hybrid.
is the flagship all electric
Is
car.
Prius
It was the first one to go all electric and have the brand power that it does. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying, Parker. Yes, they have
Nope, it's a hybrid.
They have hybrid Priuses, but Priuses are predominantly all electric.
Where? They're mostly hybrid, bro. I've known people with Priuses. Yeah, like they're typically hybrid. I don't see where you get that they're all electric. I mean, maybe there's one of them that's all electric, but most of them are hybrid.
So what they're pivoting towards is more a hybrid type technology. I'm in favor
Well,
of hybrid.
you said that they went too much into EV, like
They
specifically
did.
just all EV. And I asked you,
That
name one specific car that Toyota has made fully electric. You couldn't even look up one and
I
find
told
it.
you
Which, by
Prius.
the way, you
Prius.
can find it. It's just their most prominent ones are not fully electric. They're hybrid.
They look up their press conference that they put out. They said it themselves. The reason why they lost money, they went too aggressive on electric.
Yeah,
I don't know.
apparently they don't even make a fully electric Prius. You just made that one up. That's
Oh my
interesting.
God. Maybe they gave it up, and that's exactly what I mean. So when you look
So
at
this is what I mean. He just like looks for things that prove him right. He doesn't like actually try to take into consideration what's objectively true. He's just like, you know what? How can I frame this in a manner in which makes me look good?
no, Parker,
That's
you're
literally what you just did. Stop. That's so dishonest, bro. Have a conversation like you're just talking like a typical person, not like you're trying to promote like some sort of RNC shill operation, bro. Like engage with my points, bro.
I'm trying to, but you're giving me a hard time about telling you what I've seen. So I don't know what to tell you. I can't apparently open up Google to search real quick stuff, so I'm kind of stuck here.
But you said that they went way too much into electric, but maybe it's just something you didn't know and you're just making a claim about and you don't know. So
That's what they put out in their financial update. That's not what I said. That's what they put out.
okay, well, I mean, would you like to tell me where I can find this financial update?
I can't even get into Google right now, apparently, so it's going to be a little tough for me.
You know that apparently they've never publicly announced or even considered a fully electric Prius.
I guess not. But this is exactly what I mean about Democrats when
Also,
they push.
wait, like what's wrong with any of these things that I'm addressing? Like the Inflation Reduction Act, the policies that the Biden administration support, they increased access to hybrid, right? They increased access to electric vehicles if people want them. They didn't force you to get one. They increased access to be able to build up these industries within America because it's a critical industry so that we can become less energy independent on the rest of the world.
Pushing more electric vehicles when local cities and states don't have the infrastructure to support all electric fleets is a terrible idea. I'm sorry.
The infrastructure bill and the Inflation Reduction Act build up the infrastructure as well.
They didn't build it up. Tesla predominantly built it up.
It's not just Tesla. They did build it up. And you can look at the
It's
infrastructure bill. You can see EV projects across the entire nation that have been built up to build up areas where you can charge. So that's just, you're just wrong again.
what? Tell me which government entity manufactured or or created the support network for charging? Tell me who. Because my understanding is that Tesla is the predominant provider of those services.
I don't know. I'll have to look. EV chargers. Who provided?
Tesla's gonna be number one. It's not even close. And
I
I
don't
see
see
people
anything that
commenting.
says that it's 37 different companies. I think there's a bunch of different. Or wait, hold up. Wait, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. It's not just one specific company. It doesn't seem like. I don't see anything that says it's just Tesla. Where do you see
No,
that?
I'm saying Tesla's number one. They are the overwhelming majority provider of this area.
And where do you see that?
I can't cite the source where it's from. I mean, you're in front of a computer right now, so I think you can search it pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't see that it's one specific company.
Hey, poll your chat. For those people with electric cars, where do they go to charge their cars? They go to, even if they don't have a Tesla.
I mean, there
they
are
probably
Tesla
go to
ones. I'm not disputing you there, but like that doesn't mean that the ones built up through the context of the infrastructure bill were Tesla only.
They're majority Tesla.
And where did you get that? You're just pulling that out of your ass. Literally, like where the f did you get that information? You didn't look into it. You didn't research this. What are you talking about? You're just saying this.
I have an electric car. I drive around.
Yeah.
Parker.
So there are a lot of Tesla recharging places. That doesn't mean all of them or most of them are Teslas. Like what? Apparently, actually, here, let me see this real quick. Dean said he knows about this. Let me add him up. Yo, what's up?
Yo, I just popped in here. Don't know what the hell this guy's yapping about. First, you just totally lied about the Prius. So no clue why you would ever make such a fictitious claim that there's fully EV Priuses. They are a hybrid vehicle, and they will always be a hybrid vehicle. That is the identity of the vehicle as described by Toyota. They haven't even announced plans for a fully EV Prius. You could actually read the technical notes that they release on their vehicles quarterly and annually, and you could read from their engineers how they intend to keep it a hybrid. Now, to your new point about the charging network, the largest supplier of public charging stations is ChargePoint, but Tesla is obviously up there as the second. You also have other companies such as Rivian. And the way that government funding works is the government doesn't build government charging ports because that's rather inefficient, but they actually help subsidize other companies that do build these charging ports. They subsidize some of Charging Point's projects. They subsidize some of Tesla's projects. They subsidize some of Rivian's projects. And under the infrastructure bill, there was $7.5 billion approved from the federal government to help build these charging ports. And there's another $1.7 billion on the state level. And local municipalities, city governments, county governments, state governments, and the federal governments are continuing to push for the subsidization of building a robust infrastructure for charging for EVs. I'd also like to point out that not only do we have the infrastructure in America for public charging when you're out on the go, but it's also worthwhile to keep in mind that around 80% of EV charging doesn't happen at these public ports. It happens at home. And of course, there's the home infrastructure already built out that's pre-existing for EVs because it just taps into the electrical input that your house already has. So considering the fact that 80% of the charging happens at home and we have a very robust charging infrastructure, I'm not quite sure what you mean when you say we don't have the infrastructure for EVs.
Dean, real quick, you're talking about 43% of charging at home.
No, not 43, 80.
80. If you're from an area like me where we, especially during times of heat, which in Los Angeles and the greater area there happens plenty, we can't even continuously charge our vehicles. We have to turn down our AC because the structure has too much, the infrastructure for utilities
then
has
get
too
a
much
fucking
strain.
hybrid, bro. If
Wait,
you have an
this is-
issue
I'm
with
so-
EVs, get a hybrid.
I'm sorry, but this is just also bullshit. Well, if for whatever reason your home infrastructure for your energy consumption is like too high to the point where charging your vehicle takes away from your AC, then just use the OnlyGo outlet trickle charger. Sure, it'll take a little bit longer, but it'll get your car charged. And I don't even believe you. I think that's like low-key bullshit.
It's not about my home and the electrification of it. It has nothing to do with that. It has more to do with the grid can't support during peak times everybody running their AC, let alone charging their car.
Can you prove that?
Does anybody in the chat live in LA and can attest to what I'm saying?
I live in LA. I mean, I've known no
You
one
live
with
in, you live
EVs.
near the beach. You live near the beach, I assume. You're Newport, aren't you?
No, why are you trying to guess where I live? And no, I don't live in Newport.
Okay, you live near the beach, I assume.
Nope.
Listen, bro, EVs are the future, man. Hate to tell you, EVs are the future.
Yeah, and also, yeah, Newport is literally Orange County. Like, what? You thinks I live in Orange County. I just want to clarify that, which is not in LA County.
Like, can you please like show me any evidence to suggest that the electrical infrastructure in America doesn't support home charging for EVs? Like that's just like clearly a bullshit claim.
It I can I can't believe you guys are asking for a source.
Are you
when
an
it's-
I
electrical
can't
engineer?
believe that you guys are asking
Listen,
for a
are you an
source.
No.
electrical engineer?
I guarantee you people in your chat
Are-
have
are-
experienced what I'm
Are,
going through.
are you an electrical engineer?
Clearly
No?
I'm not.
No. So what is like the watt or kilowatt consumption of like an EV per hour?
That's funny.
Do you know?
Do you know?
No, I don't know. Do you?
Clearly not.
So, by
No,
the
you
way,
don't know?
Tesla only makes up around 13% of charging awards. So he said it was most. They make up 13%.
Wow. Okay, so this guy doesn't know like the energy consumption for EVs. Do you know like the typical energy consumption of a household, or like the max like bandwidth that a household can consume during peak hours? Do you know like any of these things?
Your typical house, assuming you're not running, the blender or something where it's driving it up, you're probably using 1 kilowatt hour at most. So I don't know what your question is. Is that what you're asking? What typically your home is pulling from the grid at any given time? What is it that you're asking, Dean?
Wait, I don't think that sentence makes sense.
How does that not make sense? What do you mean?
I just don't think that you know what you're talking about because you're not an electrical engineer.
I know I'm not an electrical engineer, but you asked me how much
You
power.
said that your house is using 1 kilowatt hour a day? Is that your claim?
No,
That
at
can't be
any
true.
given moment, if you're running your AC, you have your refrigerator on, you have other things, you're probably pulling around 1 kilowatt hour of energy at that point in time.
Okay,
what I'm trying to tell
so can you give me a source that shows that charging an EV at home is it strains the electrical grid? Can you show me that?
Oh my god.
And also, like, again, he's gonna have no issue with data centers or with the strains that on any of those other things, right? That can strain
I do have issues
electrical
with that
markets to a
stuff.
greater extent.
Yeah. This is just all bullshit. He's just
I do have
this guy's
Parker,
just
I
like
do have
bullshitting.
have
right now.
issues with the data centers and them pulling from the infrastructure that is already limited. I do. I also am I am in favor of more nuclear energy. I'm not in favor of everything else that we're doing. So,
Okay, so it sounds like you're more in favor of democratic policy on the matter then.
no, democratic policy is not for nuclear energy.
It is.
I've never heard anybody make that claim. Who?
Also,
Dean and I are
like,
literally Democrats that do that.
also,
No, you two, but you're
can
talking
I-
about candidates.
can we
So does
also-
the party,
can we
yeah. Biden and
can we
Harris
also-
also did that as well. Dean, you're swept under the
There
apple.
hasn't been a new nuclear power plant come
like
online.
the
since,
point
what,
that
the
I just
70s?
wanted to make there is like that like modern EVs, right? Actually, like incentivize their owners to like schedule charging for the middle of the night, which is off-peak hours. Like if you own a Tesla, you could like schedule it in your dashboard. Same thing with a Rivian. And utility companies actually incentivize this by making it a bit cheaper to consume energy in the middle of the night.
That is true.
So I mean, like I just don't think that there's like any evidence here to suggest that
And why
EVs
do
are
you-
a strain on the power grid.
But Dean, the fact that those incentives exist is because they're trying to push people away from peak times. Because
Yeah, like that's just how economics works. It's more profitable for them to do it that way.
Yeah, and this rule about energy applies to everything, right? It applies to anything that you plug in and consume with energy. Now, the reason why maybe it's just a bit easier to manage this with the EV is because that's something that you don't really need to charge all the time, but you probably do need to have your fridge plugged in all the time. You know, like I just love to see a source. I want to see a source from you that there's some issue that EVs place on the power grid. Could you show me that? Because I just don't believe you. Where's your evidence?
I can't go on Google right now.
Okay,
But
so,
what I was-
so you don't have evidence. So then back down. Like a good little boy.
Oh, he's gonna get mad at you, Dean. He's gonna get mad at you. You're insulting him. You're being rude.
No, it's okay. I've heard Dean get insulted way more. I've heard him called some terrible things online. So what he's telling me is not that bad, the grand scheme of things.
Okay, okay. Make sure to find what you're looking for. We'll give you time. I have a few people to thank real quick. Evil 8, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $100. Thank you very much on YouTube Super Chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give some W's for them in the comment section right now. They said I've never felt more excited for someone else's future than I do for you and Dean. Thank you for giving this energy, angry elderly Gen Z, some hope. 1997. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Give some W's for them in the comment section right now. For the $100, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously, W's for them in the comment section right now. That's literally the same birth year as my sister. Like right on the cusp of Gen Z millennial. Justina, thank you so much for the $20. They appreciate it on PayPal. Thank you very much. Good some W's for Justina in the comment section. Astrid, oh, I just saw that now. I see that now. Oh, and let me read the whole thing. I get you. Let me message them and see if, what they mean more. Kyle, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Keep some W's for Kyle in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You said that it's Florida 102 right now. We have the AC running and he still charges electric vehicle. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. Kaylee, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, he just left. He just left.
So did that guy come up and you're making that point about like the Biden EV mandate?
He was making a point about he said that most of the infrastructure bill EV charges were made by Tesla. I was saying he doesn't have any evidence for that. And
well, yeah, most of them were made by private companies because there's a subsidy, sure.
yeah, but only 13% of them were specifically from Tesla. And he was saying that it was just Tesla. And I was like, dude, it was a bunch of different companies and whatnot. And he's like, dude, you don't know this at all because you don't have an EV. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Literally the infrastructure bill shows this. This is what it says. And he was also doing that with other things. I've had the craziest, most annoying guests all day today, dude. It's been really brutal, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well, I think that guy's confusion is that Tesla does account for a lot of the public chargers in America. Like, they're definitely one of the main producers of them, but they just happen to have a lot of capital, so they don't need those subsidies as much, right? Like, they'll choose to just invest their own capital, or maybe the government didn't want to reward them as many subsidies because they'd prefer to give more of those subsidies to other companies with less capital in hand.
Alrighty. Well, let's go on to the next person.